Okay. It says I'm live. Hopefully I am. Oh, my sister. My goodness. I love you very much. I'll replay. Oh, my sister's busy. Texted her to let her know I'm live. But I'm sorry. Sit down. Sit down. I'm sure a lot of you have heard what happened to my husband. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to start crying. That's why I've been trying to keep myself so busy so I didn't have to, so I wouldn't crying all the time. But yeah, and as you can see, my house has become my sewing room on my industrial sewing machine right here. That was a booger to get in the house. And my living room has got my long arm and a bunch of my fabric over there. So I figured there wasn't no sense in heating my room outside. And plus, it was getting a little small for me. My house, I can always use the bedrooms, I won't run out of space too quickly there. I have no idea what happened. We just saw the doctor the Thursday before, and she was like, he was doing fine. The cancer was clearing up in his lungs and everything. And then he was laying in bed Saturday night, about 8 o'clock. He said his stomach was hurting real bad. So he had pain pills that the doctor had given him. So I gave him I gave him one of those, and then about an hour later, he said that the pain that didn't even touch the pain. So I gave him another pill, and then about 5 o'clock in the morning, I guess it was enough to ease the pain a little bit that he could go to sleep. And about 5 o'clock in the morning, he come out and he was hollering for me, stop. And usually I sleep with my earbuds in my ears so that I can sleep. Stop. And but somehow or the other, I heard him calling me because it was a very weak hollering for me. And so I went in there. I was like, what's the matter? He said, I need to go to the hospital. I was like, what do you mean? And he said, I need to go to the hospital. He said, get me in the car and take me to the emergency room. Well, he has never been like that. He said, I am hurting so bad. He said, I couldn't hardly sleep or anything. And so I got up and we made it from the bedroom out to the sofa. The sofa's like right there at my front door. And he said, just a minute, I'm weak. I can't move. So he fell over on the sofa. Well, instead of waiting for me, he laid there for about 20 minutes. Instead of waiting for me and telling me he was getting up, he stood up, and this is the back of his head. He just went boom, fell right out on the floor. I was like, holy cow, because I was in my recliner, and our recliners are electric, so it takes a few minutes for it to come down. No, you can't have my tissue. And so I was like, well, Moxie, stop biting. But I was like, so I called the 911, the ambulance, and they picked him up off the floor and took him. And so as we got there, they took x-rays and stuff of him. And the doctor said to me if they could do surgery, but he was going to pass either way. And I didn't see the sense in putting him through that, just for me. And I know he wouldn't have wanted that either, just to prolong his life. And so we did what most if you do it at home, it's called hospice, but the hospital, they call it comfort care. And where they just keep him comfortable with drugs and stuff until he passes. And he was in the hospital on the 12th, and he passed away right after 1 o'clock, or just before 1 o'clock. But they didn't call it till a little bit after because by the time it took the doctor to get up there and call it, but it was such a shock. So I called his sons and had told them if they wanted to say goodbye to their dad, they better get up here. So, but yeah, I mean, it's the hardest thing I've ever done besides when I lost my daughter. But that was so long ago. I still think about her. But I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't mean to cry. But that's why I haven't been on. I'm sure you guys can understand that. Right, Moxie? She's probably got Callie, my bone, Callie. Yeah, Callie's over on the table. Callie was up here in my chair. Yeah, see, you can see her right there. Right there. That's what Gingy's looking at. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't even done any sewing. I can't hardly knit or nothing. It's been trying to sort out, I guess, sorting out my my fabric, sorting out my life or whatever. But I just thought I'd come on and explain. I mean, I know that some of you guys probably know. Well, some people I told, but I'm sure some of you guys saw it over on Mona's channel. And I asked her because she emailed me, and I asked her how she found out, and she told me, but she took it off of there. But I figured out on my dining room table, I figured out I could put it over that way and still fit it's going to be my new cutting area. I can't put my cutting board up there yet because it was a little damp from being outside. Because it rained all day. Well, not outside, but out in the room with no heat. It rained all day yesterday. And Moxie had to go get wet a couple of times, didn't you? She says she has no idea what's going on. Now I don't have anybody that's very close here. My stepson I thought he'd come to help me, but he come to eyeball all of his dad's stuff, I guess. I did load him up with a bunch of his clothes and stuff, and I don't know what to do with the rest of his clothes. I just went and bought him all kinds of new shirts and shorts and stuff when the stores will have them. That's when I go shopping, when the stores will have them and they're clearance items. Hi, Glenda and Holly. I haven't seen you in quite a while. Yeah, I guess I normally I'll go through and say hi to everybody, but I just kind of wanted to come on and let y'all know what was going on. Hopefully next time, if I'm not talking about my husband. Can't believe I started crying. I'm so sorry. Yeah, thanks, Lisa. Yeah, I brought my industrial sewing machine in. Oh gosh, I keep doing that. Gotta tap my light 3 times. But that was hard. I should ask my neighbor. Now my neighbors across the street, they're very, very helpful. He's last week I had to run to town, go take care of some business for my husband, and his wife come over, mowed my grass. I didn't even ask him to. And then he come over last weekend. He was pulling down trees and stuff like that. My husband was not a ground person. Didn't like to mow grass. I don't know why he just didn't tell me, and I would have done it because I don't mind cutting grass. I guess I'll have to now, but yeah. And then I told him there was something wrong with one of my mowers, so he's going to fix that for me too. Yeah, and then I have an excavator. Do I need one? Do I know how to drive it? No, but I got one. But yeah, but he wanted it, so he got it. I did sell his Blazer. I don't know why I wanted to keep that, but I got rid of that like 2 weeks ago, I think. Or no, maybe it was last week. Yeah, because it was last Thursday, because I just took the paper for the title. You can mail it in, but I took it to the DMV, dropped it off so that I knew that they had it. And I sold that, so probably wait till springtime to try to sell his Harley because I have no need for it. Oh, and then he also has a smaller, like a what's it, 125 cc. I think the other bike is, but it can be. I have the paperwork where you can get a title for it to drive it on the road, but I bought that darn thing, never even been started. But I had my neighbor help. Well, I asked him to help me bring that motorcycle and put it in put it in the shed because my stepson said something about coming and getting it. And I hope he doesn't realize that I'm not giving all of my husband's stuff away. A lot of it I'm going to keep, but some of the stuff I have to sell so I can survive, He left behind, thank goodness we didn't have a lot of bills to take care of or anything. But he did pretty much, well, not quite, but he took a big chunk of money out and buy that darn excavator. But yeah, and I know my neighbor said it's a really good machine, and I don't know if he would want to buy it, but he's going to help me learn how to drive it first before I do get rid of it. But Sparky wanted it, so if he wanted something, if we could, I'd help him get it, Moxie, if you wanted up here trying to chase your sister, she would have been up here. I don't know if y'all remember when I was in that back room, Callie used to sit on the back of my chair. Well, that's where she was at a little while ago. But then Saucy Girl started barking at me from the other room, so I had to get her. So, of course, she's sitting behind me. You can see her head over here, pushing me out of my chair. Yeah, I just got this in there. He was 75. Man, we just had our 26th wedding anniversary, too. Yeah, I already did all that, Teresa Louise. Yeah, that's what I've been, when I'm not been home messing up my house. It was so funny because I spent a whole week doing nothing but cleaning my house and had it all perfect. And then I started bringing all these totes in everywhere from out of my sewing room. Made a mess of it, but that's okay. But yeah, I went to the VA. I had to take them all of my my marriage and divorce papers, and then I found out, I can't remember what night it was. It was the night before I went there. That night before, the next morning I was going to the Social Security office. I don't know why, but I looked up my last ex-husband, my daughter's father, and he passed away. He was only 59 years old, and he passed away. I wouldn't. I couldn't find out how he died though, but I wouldn't doubt if it wasn't a DUI, wrecking himself or something crazy like that. Because he was didn't matter if he went with somebody or what, but he going to the bar was more important to him than anything else. And he was retired 20 years in the Air Force, and then he went to work at the prison. We have a prison not far from here, Smyrna, Delaware. Can't think of what name it is, but yeah. So I went and did that because depending on who made the most money put into Social Security, because I have I have two ex-husbands, and then yeah, because I wasn't married to Jeff when he passed away, thank God. But and then Sparky, but I guess it all depends on who made the most money, who paid most into Social Security, how much they will give you, and what kind of benefits. I don't know. Not so sure how that was, but yeah, he made it through 5 rounds of chemo, and then because that's what they said killed him was the chemo. It cut off his blood supply to his bowels, and you can't live without those. But and I knew he would not want to, because every day when I was trying to take care of him, feeding him through the feeding tube and changing his bandage on his neck and everything, he was always like, "I'm so sorry you have to do this." And I said, "Don't be sorry. I wouldn't be doing this. I married you for better or worse, in sickness and in health. That's how the marriage vows go." So I didn't bother me. Not one time did I complain about having to take care of him. I wish I still could take care of him. But guess that wasn't the plan. No, I didn't even put my oil. My sewing machine here is not even ready to go. My oil's over here. I had to cut the thread off. Oh yeah, because I had to bring the machine part comes out of the table. I had to pick it up out of the thing, out of the table, bring it in. Yeah, this thing right here, the sewing machine by itself weighs 65 pounds. Yeah, I put it on put a plastic bag around the bottom because it sits on oil and a pan of oil. But I had it sitting up for like the whole. I put it up the day, and then I carried it out the next morning, but I had it sitting up draining, and then I put a trash bag around the bottom of it so that I didn't get oil anywhere, and I put it on a hand truck and pulled it in here, and yeah, because I'd already brought the table so I could put it down on there. Thank you, so Terry. Thank you, Donna Dixon. Yeah, I did go. I went to the quilt shop. I don't even know what I did with that fabric. I went there and I told the girls because they was surprised to see me bring Moxie in because I've been taking her everywhere that I possibly can. I've been taking her with me, and they could not believe it because they had just seen him. We was just in there a couple days before because if he had a appointment for his chemo or whatever, if he had an appointment when we could go into the quilt shop, then I would go in there, just look around, pick up a little of this, a little of that, and they were like, they just seen him. So, but yeah, I'm glad I don't have the troubles they did. They just lost their stepdad and their stepmom, I think they said, and then they paid for one of them, at the funeral home. I used the same funeral home that took care of my daughter. And they said they was shocked when the check bounced for it because they'd use, the money out of the estate there. And I guess he had taken his wife off of his checking account when she had to move into a assisted living place, like a old folks home, I guess they call it. Yep, that's what I did. Yeah, that's what I figured, Terry. There wasn't no reason for me to heat out there and in the house. So I just moved. Well, I'm still got, I thought I only had one or two shelves out there. I have four. And believe me, I have stuff to fill them. Yeah, because I emptied all my totes. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. I was sorting my fabric by color. I thought I already had done that, but I guess you take something out, and then you just take them all and put them over there, and they're not very well sorted out anymore. So I've been trying to sort them out. Yeah, but all this over here, I lost my potato chip quilt that I was making. My friendship, is that what called friendship quilt that Teresa Louise did. I don't know where all that's at because, like I said, dining tables make great sewing tables. Oh no, I have the mats to put on there. They're real thick to protect the table, but I do have my embroidery machine over there. You could just barely see it right there. But I'm going to put the mats on top of it to protect my dining room table. I love that thing. Yeah, and I do have this table. It's going to be the piece of plywood now, but I have a mat that Sparky cut this piece of wood to fit my huge mat. I think it's 35 by 60, 35 inches by 60, something like that. I can only stay a few more minutes, so glad you decided to jump on. Yeah, I'm not going to be on here too long. But yeah, I'm surprised I didn't. I should have messaged Nancy to let her know I was going to be on, but I know she's got a lot going on right now too. But I do appreciate you guys coming over here, and hopefully my next video won't be so boohoo. But I did put in the title to warn people that it might be that was going to be sad. So, but yeah, Katie put out a video. When did I see it? About how, because when I put something in someone's chat, it has these numbers. It says some kind of numbers after my name, but she said how to change that. I am sure we are all here for you. Okay, I will. So Terry. But yeah, my sister wanted to come but she has her son to take care of and stuff, and I completely understand that. And then she said if she comes, she'd have to get a motel, and I said no, I would not. I said you wouldn't be staying in no motel. I said we'd figure out something, but that was before I moved everything in here. And I do have a couple air mattresses. And Sparky's room, I've just been picking up his stuff because he had made my living room into the one part is where the chairs and the sofa sits, and then we've got this huge TV in there, and he had part of half of the living room into like his garage because he'd want to piddle with something, but he didn't feel like it would tucker him out just to walk to the backyard. He was like that for the last year and a half. And so I didn't care. I was out in my room. I didn't care what he was doing in here. He wasn't tearing the floors up or anything like that. It just, yeah, I've been taking good care of myself, making sure I eat. And I've changed her feeding habit where she gets half of her food at breakfast time and then the other half dinner time. Yeah, but I did change our dinner time too. I've been eating more closer to 4:30. Yeah. Yeah, last night, I don't know why I could not sleep for beans. I thought my thing, like my internet, like skipped there. I don't know why it looks like I'm so dark. My dining room is so lit up. The lights up there. I've got a ring light up over here, right here. Oh, then I turned off my other light. You have to exactly hit that thing 3 times. It's a hot light. Yeah, I was going to turn on my sewing table one, but I don't even have my sewing machine hooked up. I saw the cord over here. Yeah, I thought I had a bigger ring light. I couldn't find it either. All right, yeah. Well, I think I'm going to go, everyone. Sorry it's short. I just wanted to put it out there, let everybody know why I haven't been on here. And hopefully from here on out, um, I'll be on Thursdays. Yeah, because I'm getting ready to go down to Chikatee Island, Sparky and my friends that have a place down there. But I'm not sure if they're going to be down there or if they're going to be in Delaware. But I'm going to go visit with them. But they said for a week, but I'm only going for a day or two. So I got just so much stuff to take care of. Oh, Chikatee Island. Yeah, it's a nice place down there. Yeah, that's where the horses are. Yep. Yeah, they have things where you can go over on Chikatee Island and see the horses stuff too. But all right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming over. And hopefully next time will be much better. So give you guys a minute to say goodbyes. Okay, toodles. You ready to say bye, Moxie? You didn't even get up and say hi to nobody. Yeah, she knows something's different, but she just ain't figured it out yet. And she gets to be a little bit of a wild girl when it's her bedtime. Yeah, it's about her time to come sit in my chair with me. So, toodles.